So here I am going to show you all step by step on how I make a bow with my Bowdabra, right? A lot of people have been asking me about how you use this bow maker. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all, and don't talk about my video quality. I'm working on getting me a camera. As soon as I get enough following, TikTok pays me a nice little coin. I'm going to upgrade my camera. What I did was I went ahead and I pre-cut all of my ribbon. I did two 26-inch ribbons, two 24-inch ribbons, and one 12-inch ribbon. And it's gonna be very important in the end why I did that. So the first thing you're doing when you're working with a Bowdabra is you want to cut your string and place it already in the machine. So at the end it's easy to tie your bow together. So you start with the 26-inch bow. You measure 6 inches and you pinch. Right, you pinch that loop and you put that into your Bowdabra on the left side. Right, you want to open those two tails up and you do the same thing for the other side. You measure 6 inches, you pinch, and you put the loop on the other side. And you're gonna do this from left to right with each one of your ribbons, with one loop on one side, two tails on the other, one loop on the other side, two tails on the other. For pattern ribbon, you have to make sure that you flip the tail over, right? And if you make ribbon or you make bows, you know about flipping the tail over, but that's what I'm doing right here. I'm making sure my tails are laying flat in my machine so that at the end I can pick it up. See, this is a pattern ribbon and this is 24 inches. So once I got the 24 inches, I measured 5 inches instead of 6, right? So I flip that tail over to make sure that you see the pattern on both sides. I'm gonna measure 5 inches right here, put my loop in the Bowdabra, and the loop goes on the opposite side, right? I put the loop in, and then you see I'm gonna turn that tail. I have to flip that tail so that the pattern is shown upright, just like that. Now with ribbon, it has the same pattern on both sides. You don't have to flip the tail unless you're just used to doing it, and I'm used to doing it. Like this foil ribbon right here, it's a pattern ribbon, so I have to make sure I flip when I put the loop in the Bowdabra. Make sure I flip that tail so that both the patterns are facing up, and you do that all the way up to the top. Once again, this is a 24-inch, so I measure 5 inches, pinch, and then I put the loop on the opposite side of the other loop. So that's exactly what I do till I get to the top. Now when I do the 12-inch ribbon, right, I do 2 loops, and that's it. I don't have 2 ribbon cut for this one, because unless you want it like that, I prefer not to have 2 12 inches. I do 1 12-inch ribbon, and you will see what it look like in the end when I get through with you. Once you pull it all up, this is what it looks like before you pull it up by the string. It should be placed just like this: loops on left to right, 2 sets of tails on each other end of the Bowdabra, so that when you pull it out, all you have to do is fluff it. So you pull that string that we had, you want to tie that string tight as you can, flip it over, tie it. Some people like to put zip ties or those other things. I can't think of the name of them, but I don't use either one of them. I just tie my string and I run a zip tie through it, and I attach it to my swags and my wreaths. But what I'm doing right now is the fun part. I'm fluffing. You know, when you fluffing, you want to make sure that your loops are left to right and both of your tails are above that. So that's all I'm doing right now. It's just fluffing, and you continue to fluff. Even when I put this on a wreath, I'm gonna continue to fluff it. But this is what they look like in the end. And of course, you continue to fluff the whole entire time you're doing bows. But this is the Bowdabra. I paid $19 from Amazon. I mean, it saved my life when it comes to bows, because I was never gonna learn how to freehand a bow. But the Bowdabra, it works. So go ahead and get y'all one.